Hey YouTube. Um, I had a very busy day today and I realized that I have not had enough water for the day, especially since I was outside in the sun here in Las Vegas, which can be very dangerous and dehydrating. Um, but I've been meaning to share a video about um drinking not just drinking enough water, but I always like to say eat your water. Here lately, over the past, like I want to say a couple years, I noticed that the kind of foods that I like are foods that are not dry. No matter what it is that I have, I always want something that is, kind of juicy or saucy or like a high water content. For the most part, a high water content besides the sauce and all that. But and for a long time I never realized that those cravings obviously meant that I was very thirsty. And I just thought that I might call attention to it because I think that it's something that others may have in common with me when it comes to foods that you choose. You know how sometimes you're like, say like you're out with friends and you want to order something, but you don't know what it is that you really don't quite know, you can't put your finger on it, what it is that you want, and you're like, I'm craving something but I don't know what it is, and it's like, oh no, that's too dry, or that's going to be too filling, or it's too this or too that. I was feeling that way for a while, and I realized that it had to do with the fact that I was more thirsty than I was hungry. And that's always the case with me, especially since my body has experienced fasting, cleansing, detoxing, all of the above. And it makes you crave to eat differently. You want to eat differently. I've even done intermittent fasting. I'm telling you, those things will change your body and your mind. And just be mindful that sometimes when you don't quite know what it is you want on a menu or something, it's because your body is craving something quite specific that may not be there, or you may have to create a meal at a particular restaurant. You can ask the waiter if there's something they could do for you, like let's say you're trying not to eat a lot of meat and or dairy. Perhaps the only thing that may be suitable to you, besides a salad or something, is like maybe some French fries. But you can tell them, do you have any pico? If you have some pico de gallo, maybe adding that to it. And I don't know, just some of your other favorites. You could even, believe it or not, I know a lot of people might not really be into this, but sometimes you may only be craving something as simple as fruit. And not a lot of restaurants have a whole lot of choices when it comes to fruit, but don't be afraid to ask what they have available. And then too, always make sure you ask for that water, because it doesn't matter if you order some other drink thinking it's gonna quench your thirst, unless you have that water. And here in Vegas, we have our tap water is horrid. It's horrendous. So you may have to ask for either a special type of water, or you could ask for lemon in your water. Ask for a few slices of lemon or a few wedges, and like squeeze it in your water. And don't be afraid to put it in to drop it in your water and let it sit. I know a lot of people are very conscious of cleanliness when it comes to things like that, like fruit that has to be handled by hand. Hopefully they're using gloves. A lot of times they may not be, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm one of those who likes to weigh my options. You have to choose the lesser of two evils. If you're someone who's used to cleansing, you may or may not really have that much of a problem when it comes to fighting certain bacteria rather. You may not have a problem fighting certain bacteria. You may not have a problem fighting viruses, especially if you know how to keep your metabolism moving. Why didn't that sound right? Keep your metabolism going. Keep your colon moving. Keep it in motion. View your colon as a locomotive. Keep it going. Keep it moving. Keep it pushing forward. You don't want it to become, its contents to become stagnant. That's how we end up sick and with all kinds of illnesses and toxins in our cells. So yeah. What would I call the topic of this video? Eat your water. Yeah, eat your water. Don't forget to like. Am I having a heat stroke? Like I'm. Sometimes my words aren't making sense. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below. Thank you for listening.